Along with a brand new sci-fi adventure that has plenty of talent behind it, we're bringing you a spin-off of a popular comic book-based series, a horror franchise that's turning almost 20, a dramedy about sticking it to Wall Street, and an animated spin-off series based on a classic video game. It's all coming up on this week's What to Watch.
Retrieve it, or they win.
Hitting theaters is the sci-fi action thriller, The Creator. The first reason to check this one out or run in the opposite direction is the eerily familiar premise about a future war between the human race and AI forces, which have developed a mankind-killing weapon. Surely that will never happen in real life, right? Another reason is the talented cast, led by John David Washington, which also includes Gemma Chan, Ken Watanabe, Sturgill Simpson, and Allison Janney. And when you're not hearing their voices, you'll be hearing a score by Hans Zimmer, which is always a good thing, especially in theaters. The third reason to give The Creator a try is its creator. As in director-co-writer Gareth Edwards, the Godzilla and Rogue One director has already shown some serious chops, and this one seems to be taking it up a notch. He said classics like Apocalypse Now, Blade Runner, Rain Man, and E.T. were sources of inspiration for this film, and wow, what a great list of movies to pull from.
Being a hero is not about glory, it's about sacrifice.
Arriving on Prime this week is the new series Gen V. This show is a spin-off of The Boys, which became a surprise hit back in 2019 and hasn't slowed down, with 3 certified fresh seasons. And that show's creator, Eric Kripke, also worked on Gen V, the first reason you're going to want to watch this one. The second is that this show is based on a story arc from The Boys comics about a group of young superheroes, aka Supes, who are being battle-tested at a school for crime fighting run by the antagonist corporation, Vought. And if you know The Boys, you know that a bunch of young, hormonal, and competitive Supes all together in one place probably isn't the best idea. Reason 3 is that the first season of Gen V is set concurrently with The Boys Season 4, and with some of the boys we already know and love popping up, like A-Train, Soldier Boy, and The Deep. Man, I miss those guys.
I still have a lot of work that needs to be done.
Not to be confused with Gen V, opening in theaters this week is the horror flick Saw X. Now, the only thing scarier this weekend than Saw X might just be this fact. Currently, Saw X's tomato meter score is the only Saw film in franchise history to be fresh. That's right, after nearly 20 years of Saw with only the original score at 50% rotten coming even close, Saw X is sitting comfortably in fresh territory. Now, it is early and you can't expect the score to change. However, the general outlook towards this entry is the most positive the franchise has ever seen. And that's more than good enough reason to play the game this weekend. And for reason 2, how cool is this? It serves as a direct sequel to Saw and a prequel to Saw 2, with Shawnee Smith reprising her role as Amanda Young from those movies, as well as the 3rd and 6th installments. Of course, Tobin Bell is back too as John Kramer, aka Jigsaw. In the movie, and this is the 3rd reason to see it, Kramer ends up in Mexico weeks after the events of Saw, after hearing of a miracle cure for his cancer. But what he finds is a fraudulent scheme run by people who need to be taught a lesson. And who better to teach than Jigsaw? Plus, if you don't watch it, you know he's coming for you, right?
A lot of people feel the system is broken. The whole idea of the stock market is if you're smart and maybe with a little luck you can make your fortune. Certainly not anymore. There's no hope for the little guy.
Also hitting theaters for its wide release is the film Dumb Money. This biographical dramedy is based on Ben Mesrick's book The Antisocial Network about the GameStop short squeeze in January of 2021, aka when a bunch of everymen turned the tables on Wall Street. If you're not already sold, here's another reason to get smart with Dumb Money: the ensemble cast. We're talking Paul Dano, Pete Davidson, America Ferrera, Sebastian Stan, Shailene Woodley, and Seth Rogen. Seriously, we could name more, but they told me to stop. Nick Offerman. Thirdly, since this is the wide release, that means it has been reviewed plenty during its limited release, and it's already certified fresh at 84% on the tomato meter. The consensus from critics calls it a crowd-pleasing dramatization and rousingly entertaining. Surely we had you at rousingly.
To the Devourer of Light, the Messiah.
I pledge my service forever.
And finally, hitting Netflix is the new adult animated series Castlevania Nocturne. Reason 1 to rev up your old favorite streaming service is that this dark fantasy action show is a spin-off of the Castlevania animated series, which has 4 very fresh seasons. Of course, both are based on the popular Dracula-themed video game franchise, and reason number 2 to watch Nocturne is that the story comes from the 1993 game entry Castlevania Rondo of Blood, and 1997's Symphony of the Night, 90s video games for the win. And with that is the third reason. This show follows a descendant of the Belmont family, Richter Belmont, and is set in 1792 during the French Revolution. As you know, French Revolution setting for the win. Always. Alright, Fresh Fam, there's 5 picks to make this week the best last week of the month so far. Trust me, it makes sense. Be sure to let us and your fellow viewers know in the comments what you did check out, whether it was on this list or not. Remember to check out RottenTomatoes.com for the latest updates on scores and reviews for everything mentioned, as well as the movie and TV world at large. Thanks all for today, Fresh Family. Until next week, stay fresh.